y'all. It's Day. So, I'm going to be doing a reading for us today. Very much looking forward to this reading. Let's go ahead and get started. Angels, guides, ancestors, God, God, source, and benevolent energies that stand in truth and love. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the guidance. Thank you for the protection. Please continue to guide and protect us as we walk our path. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So right off the bat, the King of Wands came out upright, and I was hearing "Take the throne." So for whoever this message is for, a part of this message may be related to claiming or reclaiming. I'm getting more so claiming what's yours, taking the seat. So this may require whoever this message is for to not be shy. It's kind of that energy of fix you a plate. Um, not to be shy, not to be embarrassed. If there's something that you need, and I'm hearing the word desire, just interrupt it or went right in between. So don't be afraid to take what you desire as well. If it is available, you're worthy of it. Okay, directly underneath that, we have the Nine of Wands. There has been times in your life where you've kind of been left or felt destitute. Um, you may have felt like you were in a place or a space where there was a mental space or a physical space or economic space where you don't, like, someone may have, I'm hearing, betrayed you, someone may have left you in the dark, someone may have left you to figure things out by yourself. But I'm definitely getting this energy of someone having one thing or one item with them, and there's nobody else around them, and they just kind of have to figure it out. And this person is actually, we see the pavement here, and there's kind of dry lands and a lot of sky, so, and a long road. So it's giving me the vibes of having to choose a direction to walk in, and it requires faith, and it's kind of like being getting this energy of someone being left, like maybe they went on a trip with their friends, and then their friends got left them, and they're having to kind of figure out how to get home on their own. That type of energy. So very energy. And I'm hearing the words lost direction. There is a sense of unworthiness for whoever this message is for. There's this energy of maybe a group friend or people that they were surrounded around, and it may have been family, it may have been friends, may have been coworkers, but something about these group of people kind of unspoken collectively agreed to kind of pick on this person, whoever this message is for, and it kind of like left you out in the dust. And something about that very hurtful situation that you were in put you in a situation where you had to find out how to get the resources that you needed or to get to the place that you needed to get. But the way that you had to get there, you had to rely on your faith or your inner sight or your own knowledge. I'm just getting this energy of somebody left you stranded in a place that you didn't even know. And it may just be like someone left you stranded in a situation that you never had to navigate before. And it is making me feel like that's what makes it even more hurtful, is because those people knew that you never been there before. It's kind of like the stuff that people do to you, and it's kind of like they know exactly what they're doing. It's like, why would you leave someone? But why would you leave someone and you know they don't have any connections, you know they don't have any resources? It's that type of energy. but yet you still survived it, I'm sure. Okay, on the left of this spread, we have this card here, which is an extra in the deck. But this card for me has been symbolizing so much abundance. I'm getting a well, I'm hearing resources. It's kind of like all the amazing things coming out of such a shitty situation. And you may have heard that saying before that was like, uh, when people try to bury you, they didn't realize that you were a seed. So this is a situation where someone tried to put you in a compromised position, but you were still being carried, you were still being watched, you were still being guided by your spiritual team because we're never really truly alone, right? And it's like something, if this is something that hasn't happened yet, then it's like you will find a way and there will be some form of a blessing that comes out of the initial betrayal, deceit, whatever. And if it has already happened to you, spiritual team is saying that they want you to recognize that there is always a divine plan, regardless of any opposition or any deceit that has happened to you, even if it's a little bit further down the road. But yeah, I'm getting like a lot of blessings or something unfolding that was completely unexpected, something like that. Like I'm getting something like I'm hearing extra, and the way that's coming through is like somebody meets the love of their life, like at this time, and then completely gets swept away after being um after being abandoned by their friends. So I'm not sure if that's just like a symbol or the to illustrate the extent of the blessing or how crazy or how contrasting the blessing is or can be. But that's the message here. Is there anything else that we need to know regarding this message? Hmm. Yeah. Then we have the Magician card coming out in the middle of the spread. And it's kind of like you don't know what to do right now, but you will know at the time you need to do it. That's the energy. So, spiritual team is wanting whoever to know, like, don't allow self doubt to take over. If you feel like there are a lot of things that are out of your control, then allow them to be out of your control, meaning you can mentally release the burden of the worry regarding that and then continuing to focusing on what is in your control. And the more energy and focus that you can put into the things that you can control, I'm hearing the more magnetized you will be to the things that you actually want, the more creative you will be able to stay, and you'll be able to stay in a higher vibration because, like, it's kind of like a weird or unorthodox kind of paradigm because it's like there's so many other things that are important to me that are out of my control, and spiritual team is saying like be unburdened from that and only focus on the things that you can control. And it may be two things, it may be one thing, but if you can focus on that and put all your time, energy, and effort into that thing, great things can come from that. And spiritual team is coming through to articulate this for us because they know that it's a challenge for us. It's hard not to worry about things when they are so heavy and it's so dense, and our reality continues beckoning at us, what could happen and all of those things. So our spiritual team is encouraging us to stay focused on what we can control and to exercise our faith and our visionary spirit, our visionary abilities. I'm going to take that book. Felt a little weird, a little off. What else do we need to know regarding this message? We have, I'm hearing the word doubt, and we have the Eight of Cups coming out in reverse. And this is an energy of someone feels like they may have to walk away from something that they don't necessarily have to walk away from, or this is the energy of wanting to give up on something that they have built. But spiritual team is saying like it's not time to walk away from it just yet. Then we have the Emperor card coming out, and this is coming out on top of the Magician card. But the Emperor card is coming out in reverse. What is that about? Okay, so with the Emperor card coming out in reverse on top of the Magician card, it's kind of like they want you to take action, but maybe not in the way that you would normally take action. They want you to be accountable, I'm hearing, but maybe not in the same way that you're thinking of. So there's this kind of nuance, and I feel like there's this little side path that spiritual team is saying that they're going to highlight for us. So it's kind of like, say you're on the you're looking at the GPS and you're looking at the route that is showing that is available, and that route says it's going to take an hour and 14 minutes. But somewhere along this route, you're going to be notified in some way, shape, or form of another route that you can take, another access that you can take, and you'll know at the time that it is presented to you. And something about that is kind of like, say someone is like trying to go at something full force, and then they start off like they start off like that, and then they be like, oh, I could just go over here, and then they just like that. So it's kind of like you might not have to work as hard as you're anticipating, and that's a part of maintaining faith, knowing that you're protected, knowing that it's not just you alone, that you do have a spiritual team, that you're always taken care of, regardless of anyone trying to make things harder for you. It's just like a road just opens up, which is very cool. Okay, so on top of this Emperor card that came out in reverse, we have the Two of Cups. So we were saying earlier that someone's put in this terrible, terrible situation and then end up meeting the love of their life. This could be like an opportunity of a lifetime, the next leg up, a networking type of situation. Like you just never know what abundance is coming with this situation, even though you feel like things are a little derailed. So that is coming up. Then we also have the Hierophant. Yeah, the Hierophant came out in reverse. And this is giving me the energy, another reference to not feeling like you have to figure everything out on your own, not feeling like you have to mentally manage everything on your own. There's a lot of density and heaviness that comes with that when we do actually have a lot of things that need to work out, but they're out of our control. Spiritual team is saying that you do not have to spin your wheels trying to figure out how everything is going to come together. Your main your main I want to say duty, what spiritual team wants you to focus on, what your homework is, what your assignment is right now, is to maintain your optimism, to stay open to possibilities. Just saying, like, whatever your goal is, like, I want to get a house and I'm open to whatever ways that looks like. I want to make a lot of money and I'm open to whatever ways that looks like. I want to be in a better position and I'm open to the many ways that could look like. And I am meditating and feeling the feeling of the wish fulfilled, and I'm monitoring and managing my mental thoughts. I am aware of what is in my control and what is not, so that I can lighten my load. I talk to my spiritual team, I talk to God, and I let them know exactly what it is that I actually need, things like that. Then we have the Tower card, which came out in reverse. And this is very interesting. With the Tower card coming out, it's like someone sent a missile for you. Someone, like, literally, like we talked about this friend group, they really tried to trap you in your and set you up for your demise. And there is this element that's just now coming through that's kind of like, I see the friends of the friend group like kind of being like, oh, we didn't know. I thought you had got a ride. I thought you said your boyfriend was gonna pick you up or something. It's kind of like maybe you had mentioned something slight, like it wasn't even that deep, but now they're trying to like they clung to that one thing that you said, and they make that the excuse for why they left you. Okay, okay. And there's this energy of, uh, oh my gosh. You know that movie? What's that movie? Why Did I Get Married? It's definitely giving me that vibe. Why Did I Get Married? A Tyler Perry movie where that girl, that bigger woman, she was with that guy and he was just talking shit about her and bringing her self-esteem down. He got on the plane with her friend, let her drive all the way up to the mountain where the cabin was by herself. She finally got there. The disrespect continued. And then, so, like, along her journey, and she was praying, she was crying, she was trying to, get up this hill by herself, trying to find the directions by herself. And then she ended up meeting the love of her life. You guys, that's the vibes. That's literally the vibes. Like somebody put you through hell. Somebody put you, whoever this message is for, in such it's like they didn't even want you to make it to the cabin, or it's just like it's so gross that it's like they didn't even care if you made it to the cabin, or they could care less if you made it to the destination. That is literally the vibes. And then she ended up meeting somebody that was interested in her, attracted to her, wanted to make her feel good, ended up marrying her, all the good stuff. That is literally the vibes. So back to the tower card, which came out in reverse. It's like somebody sent a missile for you, bro. They was literally trying to destroy you. Do you see how big this tower is? But it looks like a missile, like someone was trying to destroy. And then another element that was coming through is that like it kind of felt like a vacation. Do you know about what was that? Shanquilla? I forgot her name. Shanquilla. She went, out of country with her friends, and ended up losing her life because there was a lot of things going on. It's kind of giving those vibes in regards to the piece of information that I'm just getting now is like it's a vacation. Like you're supposed to go and have fun, go on a vacation with your friends, but they're not really your friends. They're trying to make things difficult for you. And I'm seeing that they put you in what they thought was an impossible situation. They intentionally put whoever this message is for in what they thought was an impossible situation. And spiritual team is coming through very clearly to say like you're not alone. It's just they're like, hey, watch this. That's the energy, you guys. Spiritual team is like, hey, watch this. So they're coming through because they want whoever this message is to kind of like know truly in their body and in their mind and in everything with them. They want them to like really embed this knowing that you're never truly alone, that you're always guided and protected. There's always a divine plan, there's always a bigger plan at play, regardless of the obstacles. And that's really very important because something about maintaining your sanity, and it's also giving me this energy like, yeah, these people want you to kind of go insane. It's kind of like I was also getting a image of kind of like it's giving me like a lab rat type of vibes. Like say you put a rat in a small container and they're just like trying to get out. It's just like giving me that energy for whoever this message is. This is how their friends were like, see if they can get out of that. And I'm also getting like, what the hell? Like, how low vibrational can you be, you guys? Because I'm getting I'm really like trying to understand like what's the beef. And you know the example that I gave earlier was like the excuse that they use, like you might have mentioned like, oh yeah, I met this guy, or we're talking, or he asked me for my number, like it hadn't even developed yet and you're already mad. It hadn't even, we're not even officially talking yet and you're already mad. It's like, let her boyfriend pick her up. Like, bro, she don't, like, they're literally still strangers. They could not stand it. That's crazy. So I don't know if that's literal, like someone has, I do feel like someone may have felt it, but it also feels like more so symbolic, like whatever it is for you. Like someone say like, oh, I found this job application that I'm actually interested in, and I felt like I could get it. Like that was like literally too much for them. So we have to be mindful of who we're sharing good news with too, I guess. This really makes me sad, but it's not even your fault, but it's kind of like we have to pick better friends because some people are so low vibrational. Like, imagine if you got the job. What are they gonna do? Take your life? Like, for real though. Like, you can't say that you saw an application that, no. So, anyways, they sent a missile, or they tried to put you in what they thought was an impossible to escape, or impossible to defeat, or impossible to overcome situation. But because the Tower card is coming out in reverse, spiritual team said, yeet. They said, actually, we have the last say. And it's weird. People really be trying to play God. It's really concerning. So yeah, okay. So going back to the Eight of Cups that came out in reverse, where spiritual team is saying like it may be a situation where you feel like you want to give up, but it's not time to give up just yet. So they want us to exercise our faith, and this is where it gets a little sticky. You know what I'm saying? Because we sometimes we be like, this too much. What else do we need to know regarding this message? We have the Knight of Pentacles. You have enough skills, you have enough resources, you have enough whatever it is that you have, even if you feel like you have nothing. Because earlier in the message, the Nine of Wands came out. And it's the one that where he's kind of like tired or a little beat up, but he's holding on to the wand. Like he's a little exhausted. Um, so this is also referring to like this may be a situation where you feel like I don't have anything. I don't have any transportation. I don't know anybody out here. I don't see a payphone. It's just like we can kind of spiral and talking about everything that we don't have. But spiritual team is saying the little that you do have, with the magician card coming out upright, the little that you do have is enough. And if you are in a higher enough vibration, if your faith is strong enough, if your visionary spirit is exercised enough, if you have enough willingness, you will be able to see clearly that everything that you have right now, as little as it may seem, is everything that you need. So that's an affirmation that I've said before, and I'm being reminded of it now that I probably need to bring that back. Everything that I have everything that I need to get me to the next level. It's like anything that I have is everything that I need to get me to the next level. I have everything that I need to get me to the next level. I have everything that I need. And there's this energy also that's coming through of like that needs to be the constant state. That needs to be the constant knowing. No matter what the situation looks like, everything that I have is everything that I need to get me to the next level. So we're not focusing on lack, we're not focusing on what we don't have. So we have Knight of Pentacles coming out upright. And this is how spiritual team is viewing us, viewing whoever this message is for. The Knight of Pentacles is mission driven. They have value, they have willingness, they have endurance. They can go the distance because they have something to prove. And you can see in the background here, this is like it's plowed plowed land. Like they I don't know how to say it in past tense, but it's ready to, if they haven't already, placed the seeds in there, and then they'll be watering it because it's very fertile. So whatever you have right now, whatever resources, whatever intention you have, whatever mission, drive, enthusiasm, optimism that you have, it can grow. But you have to be the first one to water it, type of energy. Angels, guides, ancestors, God, God, source, and vanilla energies, entrepreneur. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the guidance. Thank you for the protection. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. So, ooh, we have the Page of Swords, and it's coming out in reverse. So, spiritual team is saying that any negative talk, like it amounts to anything. It amounts to something. So, think of like if you ever been in a situation where you don't have that much money, but you got some change in the car, but you got some change in the bottom of your purse. Spiritual team is saying that it's gonna add up, even though you might feel like, oh, I don't have that much. The change at the bottom of your purse is gonna add up. So they're comparing that to how we're speaking about our situation or our circumstance. So know anytime that you kind of feel like a certain way, like this always happens to me. Why me? Why me? That's like 50 cents. Ching. Every time you say that, think about that. Like that's adding up. We at 250 now. Like what's going on? The spiritual team is saying that is currency I'm hearing, but that is also think of that 250 as mobility. So when you're saying like it's all going to work out, it always works out. That's moving in the right direction just the same. So being aware of those type of things is going to serve us well. We also have the Knight of Swords coming out. And this is coming out directly underneath the Page of Swords. So the Page of Swords in reverse and the Knight of Swords in reverse. And this is speaking to like our impact is more gross than we realize. So there was this quote that I've loved for such a long time that was like, the words that we speak become the house that we live in. So sometimes we find ourselves in situations, but spiritual team is like, nah, you built that house brick by brick. So with the change analogy, spiritual team is wanting us to understand whoever this message is for, your words are even more potent, even more dense, even more substantiated than some other people. So, like, we're all different. We all have different gifts. But for whoever this message is, the way that you speak around about your situation can get you further than you realize. And it's actually like a gift. So, and it creates mobility. You could backpedal or you can move forward, baby. That's the message. So, yeah. So, even though it's like spiritual team is viewing how you speak about your situation, you're a page, but you got Knight of Swords type of energy. So it's kind of like the big kid, the kid that's all the kids are in third grade, but this third grader is bigger than the other third graders. Spiritual team is saying that when you speak, it's more potent than other people. Maybe other people can get away with saying stuff because that's not necessarily their gift, You catching that, right? You catching that. You got big third grader energy for whoever this message is in the throat chakra. Let me know. Let me tell me something. Okay, on the left of that, we have the Three of Pentacles, and it's coming out in reverse, and this is coming out on top of the Two of Cups. Yeah. So the Two of Cups came, and that was where we were talking about. Even though these people put you in this weird situation, because they don't have the last say, they're they like left you on fertile land. They left you in the most opportune time. So you know that quote that's like your enemies will become your footstools. It's just like it doesn't feel like that. It doesn't look like that. It's not that because of their intention, but because they don't have the final say, it's kind of like your enemies kind of like left you to find the love of your life. Like he abandoned his, I forgot if they, I think that they were just dating. He abandoned his long-term girlfriend, and yeah, she had to drive all the way up the mountain, but when she got there, guess who was waiting on her? Another man. So, yeah. So I feel like this Three of Pentacles has something to say as it's flowing out on top of the Two of Cups, but I'm not sure what. Mm. Okay, on top of the Page of Swords in reverse, we have the Ten of Wands. So yeah, being burdened by your thoughts, being burdened by your words. Are you backpedaling? Are you moving forward? Underneath the deck, under current energy, we have the Fool card. So somebody like set you free unknowingly. Somebody left you on fertile ground unknowingly. Somebody planted you not realizing that you were a seed. Then we have the top of the deck under current energy is the Chariot. So spiritual team is wanting whoever this message is for to um get a little more curious. So in that movie, she met that guy. She could have just been harping about her situation the whole time, but she recognized what was in front of her. Like, actually, this is a nice view. So, somebody leave you stranded, you finally find the gas station, and they got a table and chairs, they got AC, the people there are friendly. Spiritual team is like, look around. Is it so bad? So that may be challenging in itself, but I guess we're gonna be challenged with to like look not it's like look at the bright side, but be open to the environment we find ourselves in, knowing that we're not alone. Very interesting. Then we have the Five of Wands coming out upright, and it's falling out on top of this Ten of Wands and the Page of Swords in reverse. And so I'm just getting this energy of the people that left, whoever this message is for, kind of like, yeah, it's just definitely giving some kind of sacrifice type of energy, but more so them, having a lot to talk about, having a lot to say, justifying why they did what they did with each other, like she deserved it. And it's really just them it's really just them fighting their conscience. Like they have a guilty conscience. They're starting to think like as they're going further away, they're kind of like that was kind of fucked up. So they need to talk about it with each other. They it's like they can't not talk to each other about it. They have to kind of like she deserved it. She was so annoying. Yeah, and every time and it's just like they're grasping for strands, like trying to like talk about all the reasons for why they did that to you, and it's literally nothing. Like, because she's annoying, because because she sprays her perfume, because she's bragging about her boyfriends. And just like, just trying to like make it something else. It's like fabricating. It's crazy. Hmm. So now I kind of feel like, okay, I'm gonna pull from here. Let's see. Thank you. Sorry, I threw that like I didn't care. Was there anything else that we need to know about the situation? That was a lot of cards. So I'm hearing carefree, like you're gonna be in a better situation once you realize where you're at. And there may be a situation where they see you later and it's just kind of like, oh yeah, I met the locals. They were really nice, blah, blah, blah. And they were kind of like, wait, you're not mad? Wait, I don't know if you will or won't be, but it's kind of like whatever way that you decide to react to it or whatever comes of your situation, like maybe even like they left, but then they see you post a picture on Instagram, and it's just like she got free margaritas at the pub that we passed, 10 miles ago or some shit like that, or like the next day they were like, oh, we didn't even see that spot. Oh, she got free tickets to this place or to that place. Like it's like somebody else adopted you, or like you maybe found another group of friends there and they was like, yeah, we'll take you where you need to go, or like you just meet somebody and there's this energy of, okay, yes, you're stranded. That's why spiritual team is saying like, look around, be open to what's happening now, stay in the present moment. Don't don't just like dwell on what has happened, and so many other opportunities will open up for you. I'm getting security. So so if they don't got you, God got you, your spiritual team got you, you locked down regardless. And then we got planning in reverse. So it's that, and it's falling out on top of the carefree. So that's that, where spiritual team wants you to get a little bit curious. Then we have planning again upright. When things happen that I don't plan on, I know how I can get money right away. I'm getting status. So again, something is going to happen where you're elevated in some way, shape, or form. You're going to be making some kind of connection or connections, or you find a secret spot, that they didn't know or didn't, you wouldn't have otherwise seen. So I was getting vacation vibes, or you went on vacation with your friends and they left you there. Maybe there's like this other area that you weren't aware of, and when you meet these new people, they're like, yeah, we're going over here. And so like you spend the whole night or afternoon with them, have fun. They're like, don't worry about it, we got you, we'll take you to where you need to go. And then they left you for dust. Then they tried to justify it with themselves to combat their guilty conscience. And then they get worried, and then they can't help but look at the crime scene. So they go on your social media and you're posting like, hey, like beers at the bar or some shit, or hey, you like dancing and having fun, met new people. So it's like your status is raised for some reason. Hmm. Very interesting. And then I'm also getting, when someone does something nice for me, I feel like I owe them. So this may be a message to like receive, to get used to receiving. It's okay to say thank you, but you don't have to feel obligated. The spiritual team wants you to feel welcome. They want you to feel worthy. I spend a lot on others, but I don't spend money on myself. And then we have giving in the choice point position. So something about this whole situation is going to, spiritual team is hoping that it will kind of change your perspective on receiving, on abundance, on uh, like the direction of your plans changing unexpectedly, how you navigate uncertainty, and most importantly, knowing that there's always a divine plan, that things are continuously working out for you, regardless of what your reality looks like. So, love that for you. That's pretty much it, you guys. Bye.